Welcome back. I'm finally back in action. It's been, well, since February 9th, 2011 since I've actually uploaded a video. In the last video, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Malefic deck thing that was on there, you noticed that I was sitting on the floor and I'd mentioned that I was moving house. I've now moved house, and now this is my new room. It does need some decorating because it's just a multi-room of colours, which is quite disturbing. Anyway, we're going on to a brand new subject, custom paint jobs, and this isn't just for anything, it's for this. Nerf! That's right, Nerf, with Zane Truesdale 1987. Now, a long time ago, I think it was, it was December 23rd, and we had a bit of a cocktail party down here with the DMW lads. Ben had bought himself a Air Warrior shotgun, and we shot each other in the face a few times, which was quite comic. So then, we all decided that we should buy our own Nerf gun. To which we did. And then that kind of escalated, and now I have a small selection here of guns that I've painted all myself, apart from one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet, but I'll show it to you anyway. But all the guns here I've custom painted myself. There are other guns that I have painted that aren't here at the moment. There is the Praxis from the Vortex series, the Raider and the Recon from the N-Strike series. So if we start with the smallest gun, which we've got two of, we have the Jolt. Now this is the original Jolt, the first one that we ever bought, and this is my one of my sidearms. So it's Jolt, electric, bang, yellow and black. Very nice, very sort of, yeah, you know, even got Jolt on the side there, well, on the hilt. We'll say, I love this gun. And Ben loves this gun as well, so much so that he's a crack shot with this thing. So, in order, I bought him one as well, which is painted snow camo. So we've got a nice nice white base coat. It took me a while to spray it because the orange was coming through, it looked pink. And then good enough. So I gave it like 7 coats to clear all the orange, then I dabbed on the green, then the grey, and then a little bit of black just to detail, and this is what I came up with. And that is amazing. I'm really happy with this paint job. Any paint jobs that you specifically like, please comment in the boxes below. We step up into the game with another one of my sidearms, the Night Finder, which is probably one of the weirdest guns you can buy. I like the torch. The whole torch is a nice idea. I kept the black part on the handle the same because I wanted a bit of contrast. The rest is just gold. I think that looks kind of cool. I might actually detail around here, do a little bit more detailing in black, but generally that's probably how it's going to stay. Then we move up a little bit to another one of my sidearms, which is this, the Proton. Make sure it's not loaded. I didn't do any sort of weird custom designs on this. I just got a paintbrush and just painted all the different colours in with what I wanted. I've got to redo the handle, as the paint I used was really crap, so the paint's just chipped away a bit. But the other paints are really good. I love this blue, it's just nice, dark, metallic, it's very good. It goes really nicely with the black, especially as you can see on that section there, especially when the light sort of shines a little bit. You see the sleekness of the gun. Probably one of the most powerful guns we've actually got when it comes to the handguns, because we got into the internals and we moved the torsion spring, so it's even more powerful. So this has the strength of the Vigilon, which is the next one up from this. So what I plan to do is an idea I got from a bloke called Lord Draconial. He's a big Nerf. If you watch your Nerf videos, you've probably seen him. And he's given me an idea of having like 2 little super bright LEDs on these 2 little bits here in order to have a torch in the night. So when we're night nerfing, I've got a torch. Speaking of Vigilon, we're coming to him now, and I have renamed this gun, and its name is Virgil. And this is what we've got. It's a tiger stripe pattern, although most people will probably recognise it as Kane from WWF Wrestling, which is kind of the colours I went with, the crimson red and the black. I've used a gloss finish, not a matte, so it has a nice sheen to it, because I'm generally going to use this during the daytime. And on the hilt, on the primer, it's got Virgil, which I think is kind of cool. Nothing in there? No. Cool. But that's Virgil. I love this gun. This is my second gun I ever bought, and it is my #1 sidearm, just because I love the noise it makes when you cock it. prime it, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're from. Let's get a disc, that will do. That didn't work very well. That's better. That's what I love about that gun, just the noises of pure awesomeness. But that is probably one of my favourite sidearms, and the fact it's so powerful. It's a nice gun. We move on to another handgun. This is not my sidearm now, actually. Wow, it's not mine. It's Gaz's. It's called the Iron Maiden. It's the Maverick, which done a bit of an Iron Man sort of thing going on. I generally came up with this idea because I came up with doing proper Iron Man on that gun, which you'll see later, and then Gaz kind of wanted the same thing. He wants a superhero kind of bunch of Nerf guns. So this is what he calls the Iron Maiden. It's got the Iron Maiden on the top there, which looks a bit shoddy because it was freehand, so it's not very good. But I sprayed the entire thing red. I couldn't be bothered to take this thing apart, so I just got loads of little bits of cardboard and put it everywhere, and then just sprayed it red, sprayed the other bits gold, and I think I just hand painted all this gold around on the handle because I just couldn't be bothered to spray it. So I just got a brush out and just hand painted the lot. So that didn't take too long. That probably took about a day and a half's worth of work, because going in between work. So that's done. We now move on to my gun, or my first gun rather, which is the Long Strike. Now in Modern Warfare these days, they paint their guns camouflage. Well, I've done the same, as you can obviously see now. I went for the proper English camo, DPM, which is pretty cool. I haven't done any major... Well, I've done the internal mods to the gun. That's pretty much about it. I've also done the removable stock. So when it comes to close quarters combat, you can just have the blaster, which is kind of cool. Also, a small modification I've done. On the barrel here, there's supposed to be a rail system here, which you can see I've sawn that off. What I have done is I've epoxy puttied it here, so it's right next to this rail system. This rail system I don't use, so this one here is going to be used for a scope, but instead of having a sight on there, there's going to be a little remote web camera that can record things as I'm firing, so I can get a gun's view of an earth wall. So that's what we've got on that one. Nice proper DPM. Probably going to finish up doing a little bit more black around here on the handle section to darken that bit, but that I'm really happy with. This gun, as I said earlier, I don't know what I'm going to do to paint it. It is the Swarm Fire. Now this is one of my favourite guns. It's absolutely incredible. It's very powerful. I just love this. I think it's an amazing gun. That's probably the only bit I've painted so far, is darken that bit down. Because I'm thinking I might just leave it like this, but paint the turret, so it's kind of like Bumblebee from Transformers, because that's the kind of styling I see these guns as. So I might just paint that turret to look like the end of Bumblebee's arm or something, and just leave it at that. So that's really much about it. As I said about Iron Man, this is the Iron Man gun. It's the biggest gun in our arsenal. It's called Natasha. It is the Havoc Fire. We've got a nice gold tripod there. But if you take that off for now, because we don't need it. Haven't done a lot of detailing on the bottom. Most of the detailing is on here, and I must say, this was the most fun I've ever had painting this gun, because the barrel came up looking absolutely fantastic. I mean, that just looks brilliant. I love how the body is, how the body's painted, the trigger. I wanted both colours on there. I could probably do a little bit more detailing, but I'm actually quite happy with, so I might just leave this as it is. But this is what I've got for this one anyway. Oh no, wait, there's one more gun to do actually. There's still one more gun. I've still got minutes to do it in. So we've got Ben's gun now, which is the Nitron. I've taken the scope off because he uses that on his practice. But this is what I've done. I've taken a nice light blue that was supposed to be on a Peugeot 107, sprayed the entire thing, and I got that dark blue from the Proton. And I did some detailing on that, and then I did some extra detailing with chrome paint as well. So, well, chrome coloured. So it looks fantastic. Got a nice little cross there on the barrel. It's nicely done actually. I'm really happy. That's my trademark on these magazines, is have the silver circle with a blue cross. I always do that with these magazines because it's just what I do. I've even put Caveman Courtney on the top there for Ben, because that's what we call him. But that is Ben's gun. the Raider, which is what you're seeing now. What I've done with this one is, obviously, as you can see, the stock is now extended, and it's the part that attaches is now jet black, which is a nice matte finish, and then the gloss finish for the dark crimson red. The red actually went on with a bit of an issue for some reason. The crimson's a bit of a pain on the backside to paint on. Sorry you can see my feet in there, but I didn't have a lot of room to work with. The primer is also black, same as the barrel, and also the inside of the barrel as well, so keep it as dark as possible. Plus, with it being red, you don't see the if you run around the streets with a jet black gun, you're not going to get shot. So that's the Raider. That's the Raider. What you're now seeing is the Recon. Now, Brendan wanted the same camo pattern as I did. He wanted proper DPM as well. The stock isn't quite on properly for some unapparent reason, but whatever. I probably could finish the handle, do that black like I've done with my handle, but Brendan isn't overly fussed. I will say though, I think this gun turned out looking a little bit better than my gun did actually, so it's a bit of a pain in the backside. Yeah, but it's actually, we've done all the internal mods to practically most of these guns. I will say the Recon is probably the most powerful rifle we've got in the N-Strike series. So, and what you're seeing now is the Praxis. We've taken the stock off because Ben doesn't like using the stock, which is why the stock for the Praxis is on the Recon, as you've just seen. Again, like his Nitron, it's the nice light 107 blue. I didn't have the dark blue at the time because I painted the Praxis first, so I didn't detail with blue. I've just detailed with the chrome, and I think that just kind of looks pretty cool. The scope from the Nitron is also on there, as you can see, which is just the same effect. No dark blue, just blue and chrome, and I'm actually quite happy with how that came. I mean, probably on the primer there's a couple of little bits I've gone over, but generally it's actually pretty good. So that is that actually. So welcome back to me. Turn off. And yeah, that's the that's the lot. So I will be seeing you guys later.